Hello everyone. First of all, thank you for all your effort during art class. I really appreciate your effort, your submissions. I know it's not easy to engage with art class due to the nature of the subject as it is more experimental than most subjects. So I want to let the few students who haven't sent me their last work, you're still on time to do so. And all of you have due April 3rd to send me the next activity. So here we go. Some of you have contacted me letting me know you have a few questions regarding this next week's artwork. So I want to make this video to guide you step by step on how to draw your portrait based on Chuck Close art style. I will ask you also to please read and watch Chuck Close's lesson so you can get to understand and get familiar with your next activity. So, what else? Yes, don't worry if you don't make it perfect. I want you to engage with this new artist. So, yes, let's get started with it. Okay, so first of all, those are the materials you will need. You will need a piece of paper. It can be a letter size. I'm using a recycled one. It's not a big deal if you use a recycled one or a new one. And also you will need a ruler, a pencil to make the grid. You already made some grids in the last classes, so you know how to do it. And also a marker. It can be a marker or color pencils or any other technique you want to use. And yes, so I already made some arrangements since some of you have already told me you don't have a printer because you would need to print a photo of a portrait, a self-portrait. It can be any kind of portrait in general, but you can, there is a web page, I will send you the link, where you just need to add a photo. So for this exercise, I chose this photo, which is a very famous photo, a portrait. And what I'm gonna do is to upload it in the web page, and it will give you the option to rotate. You don't have to rotate it if you don't need to. And after that, it says crop. In my case, I don't need it. And then on the step 5, you have the option to make a grid out of it. So in my case, I would choose to have a grid of, yes, it can be 5 squares per 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares. Yes, it can work for my photo. And this is the way I'm going to transfer it to the paper. So here is the grid that I already made. As you can see, here you can see 5 squares that are on the horizontal part and 7 squares that are on the vertical side. I'm not using the whole paper, you don't need to use it. I am basing myself on inches. You can use the scale of the grid you have on your paper based on the grid you have on your photo. It doesn't have to be the same measurement because here the squares are much smaller than inches. Maybe they are based on centimeters. But in this case, you can make them on a larger scale. That's what I'm doing here, and you don't need to use the whole paper. And well, so now what we're gonna do is to, you already know this step. We're going to make the outline of the photograph according, and we're gonna transfer it to the paper. And it's super easy. I'll just look for it. Okay, basically here you can see what I already did, which was just the outline of the portrait that was on the grid. Really, this grid helps a lot to make a very accurate outline copy of the original one. So I want you to do this, and after you finish it, um, you will have to mark it down with a marker. I will use a Sharpie. You can use any other, like a water-based marker, very strong red color or black color pencil. Any of those techniques work. Okay, so what I'm doing here is tracing the outline again. This time with a marker. You can use a Sharpie or any other water-based marker of any color you want. So after finishing this, I will ask you to choose a different pattern per section. What I mean about this. Let's say I want to make just circles out of the background. So this is what I'm going to do in each one of the squares, and they have to be the same pattern. What I mean is that they have to be the same, in this case, 4 squares. In each one of the, 4 circles in each one of the squares. So this is what I'm going to do with all of the squares of the grid, just using 4 circles. And after I finish making the background, I have to choose a different pattern for the hijab, which is the fabric the girl is using for her in this portrait. And let's say I want to use just lines. So what I'm going to do is just trace some lines. In this case, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, and I will use 5 lines per square. So I'm going to trace them with a marker. And those 5 lines will be the same 5 lines or the same pattern that I will use for all of the hijab. And let's say the face. The face would be something not that strong, not that, let's say, filled up. It can be more like, let's say, it can be triangles. So I will make 2 triangles, and they will be like this and this. And those triangles will be around all of the face, but just take care of not marking them out on the eyes, on the features of the face, like the mouth, or yes, on all those areas. Just be careful of not touching them. They will be the same way they are now. And let's choose another feature for the hair. It would be maybe some waves. And those are the waves I will choose. And those are the patterns I will choose. I will show you the final result in a while, in a moment. And so here you go. This is basically what I want you to do. It doesn't have to be perfect. What I just did was to finish the whole pattern thing. As I told you already, I used lines for the hijab. I used some waves for the hair, some triangles for the face, and some circles for the background. You can use any other pattern you want. It is not like anything in special, anything like you don't need to use a mandatory pattern or anything. You can just get creative and just use any pattern you want. Also, another thing I want you to do, if you have the materials, if not, just let me know, is to color the areas per section. Let's say if you're using a specific pattern, like you can use 2 colors per pattern. So you would use, let's say, like purple and pink for the background, and red in orange for the hijab and this like green and yellow for the face. So basically, that's what I wanted to do. That's an approach to talks. Okay, I just realized I had some sound issues at the end, but I think it's still possible to hear what I said. And basically, I want you to know the experience to approach and understand how Chuck Close creates amazing and huge paintings out of this method. And we don't need to be professionals to try it, but it requires some patience to do it. And if you have any more questions on mine, please let me know. Remember, I am flexible as long as you deliver your work for a grade. And I will give you some feedback after you submit your work. And what else? If you have any feedback for me, please also let me know and send me a message. That's the way I can improve and help you improve during quarantine. And you must have already heard that we are not sure about getting back to class after the 20th of April. So in case we come back, I want to let you know we're going to get deeper into modern art and to Chuck Close for final assessment. But in case we don't come back, I want to let you know Mariela is coming back soon. So I want basically to say thank you for all of your effort and patience during this period. It was amazing to teach you some knowledge about art and to get to know you better. And well, yes, that's it. Please send me a message if you have any question about the activity.